Too bad it's recording and also streaming.
That's just gonna take up space on your computer, but okay.
Alright, so let's get this shit started. Alright, transition's going. We are the graduates in denial. I don't think anyone's watching this intro, but that's totally fine.
Just give me a second.
Yeah, welcome to our part 20 podcast. This is where we really start feeding for viewers.
Pretty much. Alright, so...
Oh, my voice sounds pretty good on that. Nice.
Hey. Also, yeah.
Alright, I'm sharing it on YouTube real quick.
Oh, sure. And yeah, let me go ahead and lower Shadow Warrior so we can hear ourselves think. Oh god, this game's loud. Okay, let me do that again. Because evidently my audio didn't get the message. Oh, I should actually change the audio of the game. Alright, so I'm going to pop on subtitles, make sure those are on. Here we go, autoplay is on, weapon inertia is on. And I'm going to make sure I'm in full screen mode. Oh, did OBS just crash?
I don't know. I mean, what I see right now, you seem to be going fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
if OBS crashed, let me know, because I just shared this.
Never mind, it's up, it's up, it's up. It just popped out as my active window.
You got 60 frames on this, nice.
Yeah, somehow.
Cool. It's looking good, man.
I'm a little surprised by this. Alright, so I'm going to have to restart the game, so that's going to be a little weird.
Yeah.
Because full screen
mode. We're talking.
Yeah, full screen mode just kind of breaks on this. There we go. Let me go ahead and mute my phone.
Who gave us the other thumbs up? There's only me watching.
Wait, somebody gave a thumbs up? Oh,
okay. Aside from me.
Great. Okay.
This is scary.
It's new, John.
Unless you thumbs up.
Wasn't me. All right. So where the hell did my game source go? There we go.
Well, since it's a stream, I'll be right back. Just talk for a minute.
Alright. So, Jeff, how was your day today?
I think he's muted.
Oh. Well, I can't change that because, I mean, kind of...
Yeah, sorry about that, but outside noise. But anyways, my day was good.
Alright, so I'm gonna start a new game or just resume from where I am. Screw it, I'll resume. Spoilers, everybody! I'm halfway through the game, I think. So yeah, we were going to do a podcast today, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, like 5 people dropped out.
Yeah, oh, some shit just happened, okay. So yeah, wow, this is streaming at 60 frames per second. I am...
That's really nice.
And 1080, which
that's
is
fast.
Looks really nice, actually.
Alright. So yeah, the reason that I have Shadow Warrior up is that our original topic was going to be about how video games and movies and whatnot, like, okay, how do I explain this? Basically, games and movies, there's a specific type of games and movies that try to make you think. Think BioShock, Deus Ex, to some degree anyway. Let's see, Prey recently did this. Basically, games that are supposed to be visceral, like there's blood and guts everywhere, but there's also a sense of purpose, like, oh yeah, so we're trying to teach you about this psychological concept, or hey, isn't this depressing, or hey, this would be cool in the future.
You mean like games are seen as an art form,
yes,
as opposed to like just fun?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
so,
yes.
Shadow Warrior is not that type of game. Step through here.
It's not an art form. And
oh hell no. And it is all the better for it. Oh yeah, hold on.
It looks like it's just straight fun. I mean, I'm not really into this genre, but it looks enjoyable.
It's got skill kills and shit. It's fucking great. You have a katana. I'm sucking, hold on.
So you know what? You're playing and talking. This should be fun.
Yeah.
Work on those muscles.
You guys will have to help me out with that. Because I can't do that alone. You have specific sword strikes, you can use motions and slash shit up. It's great.
And have your audio completely dominate.
Sorry.
It's so good. Oh. I don't know, I haven't played much video games to like know.
Actually, your audio sounds good on the stream.
Define like what's an art form or anything.
I think that's the thing, is the whole games as an art form thing is a recent development because people are. I don't want to say like, oh, it's recent, therefore it's not valid or something. I'm saying like the push has been relatively recent to go like, hey, games are actually valid as an art form. that's the thing here. You got that argument, and then you got games like this where it's all hack slash, just shoot the shit out of things. And yes, I'm overusing the shotgun because it's one of the best weapons.
Well, I guess
I wouldn't say that's not an art. Continue, Jeff.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah, well, I guess like
Checkpoint.
to be an art form, it doesn't have to be like too overly complicated or like have like convoluted plot. It could be just like simple. Because I'm not sure if you guys played Journey.
Oh yeah, Journey was pretty incredible.
Yeah, and that whole game is just like walking, and like it's still like really amazing. But again, that could also do because of like the graphics engine and like how beautiful it is, how beautiful the graphics were. So I guess like those two could have a hand in hand.
I just want to be really unprofessional for a second.
Go ahead.
Noah, lower your game audio.
Sorry. Yeah, I am trying to do that. You can see the global audio is at 8% and it's still blasting.
Yeah, it drowns out our podcast audio a bit.
Just a
little bit.
Let me drop it at 3%.
By a little bit, I mean a good amount.
3%.
Just
yeah. But what I was gonna say is, I think at that point what you're looking at is how do you define an art form? Like there's high art and there's just enjoying yourself, and games have muddled that distinction so much at this point. Does it really matter? It's very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yes, I am shooting a bunch of guys with the demon head right now. You'll see that in the stream in a second.
Oh, but like I'm not sure if you guys played God of War, but like that was just a straight hack and slash. But like the plot is very sound. And the ending was very cool. The ending to the original trilogy, not the new Cut 4, which I hate. But I guess it kind of like boils down to if this game makes sense to a certain degree.
Yeah, sorry, I picked a spot in the game where it's incredibly difficult to get through this room. So I picked a bad place to stream. Oh god. That was a thing. But yeah, games don't need to be this epic tale of, here's this amazing tale of this guy who's overcome these odds. Sometimes it could be that, but just be a hell of a lot of fun. And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
On the other hand, games that do try to explore bigger topics, I really appreciate when they do a good job at it.
Yeah.
Like, I still say the original Bioshock and, might be controversial, but Bioshock 2 are the best games I played in that regard. Can I shoot this guy in the head? Yeah! See, and then there's games like this where it gives you points for headshots.
Nice. I don't like, I'm sure you guys have played Overwatch at some point.
Yeah, I played it once or twice. Haven't had the chance to really dig into it.
I've been like playing it like hardcore these past summer. It's kind of like where like it has the themes of heroism and being optimistic in the future, but still just like shooting people and like fucking crazy action and shit. By the way, can I curse in this podcast?
Go the fuck
please.
ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I just shot that guy's arm off.
Nice. But I don't play that much video games. If Jordan was here, I think he has a lot to say to it.
Sorry, I was just editing some stuff. I changed the name of the stream. I put in what game we're playing. Cool.
Oh, please do, yes.
Yeah, I edited all that.
Yeah, I had an overlay.
Whatever.
I had an overlay planned, but screw it. It's fine.
Right. But yeah. I don't know. What... Can you guide us a little bit with this, Noah?
Okay, sorry.
Yes. This was your topic to start with, so it's I don't know much. I'm not really a video game player, especially this genre.
Yes.
I'm very, very casual. So, like, what do you like about this game the most? Like, what drives you with this game, and why did you choose this game today? Well, let's do that.
Surprisingly, like, okay, so you're looking at this section here and probably thinking, okay, why the hell did I pick this? Because it's just I'm running around shooting demons, and yes, that is 90% of the game is running around shooting demons. Granted, another 1% of the game is running around shooting humans, but whatever. So
Fair.
the reason I picked the game is that there are specific instances of comedy in the game, which I've encountered, which are a lot more fun than the game has any right to have it be. Like, our main character's name is Lo Wang, and yes, he does use the name as a dick joke a couple of times.
Lo Wang.
You can see that he's decked out in some sort of armor, he's got a plethora of weapons, he's got all this shit going on. Here's the thing. He's got little quotes. He's a funny guy. But he's basically Batman, but Asian and with guns.
Cool.
And he is the coolest protagonist that I played as in ages, because he doesn't take himself seriously at all. First scene in the game, he walks into a temple to buy an ancient katana of immense power of some sort from a dealer. And what does he do the moment the deal goes south? He doesn't do the hero thing and go, okay, well, let's negotiate, or, oh, there's demons, let me go kill them. Instead, it's, oh, let me just kill everybody in the room and try to take it anyway. He is not a good person. He is greedy, selfish, a dick, and he's got a demon that's kind of in his head who's telling him to do stuff. So that's a little weird. But that comes later in the game. Point is, he is the dick protagonist, and I love him because he reminds me a lot of Jack from Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh.
He's basically... I don't know, it's like him if he was Asian.
But
so,
except he
so
can
the actual
do
main-
stuff.
Yes, okay, and Jack... Okay, admittedly, Jack thought he was cool shit. Oh, you can also see in the subtitles. Let me boost the audio just a touch so we can actually hear it. So I'm not hearing it much on my end. But...
Trust me, people can hear it.
Okay, good. Because he's kind of a dickbag. He is the kind of character that you don't associate with being a hero. You think, okay, he's going to be the anti-hero side character or something. But nope, he's the main guy. You're stuck with this guy the entire game. I don't know, there's something about that that's just a lot of fun. Oh, okay. Thing is, as a gameplay thing, he comments constantly on how it's like, oh, well, why are all these seals blocking my path? I just want to kill shit. And so he'll comment on gameplay elements like that. If you pick up new guns, he always has something amusing to say. It's just, there's something to be said for simplicity. Having a game be all about having fun with its concepts, instead of having to think about the moral implications of war or something. And I love those too.
It's kind of like Postal or like fucking the last two Saints Row, stuff like that, where it's just about enjoying the concepts and stuff.
Yeah, Saints Row is actually kind of a perfect example of that. Like, this isn't... Oh, that guy explodes. I gotta stay away from him. Hold on. Do I have a bullet? I do. You'll do. Oh, jeez. But yeah, like, Saints Row being an open world game and being based around the... You gotta be kidding me. Being based around the idea that, okay, nothing makes sense in this. Everything is just a game, just to have fun. I mean, that can only take most games so far. With this, at least, it treats itself as a piece of parody, almost. Like, not Saints Row, where everything's crazy, and it's like, oh, everything's just ridiculous, just have fun. It's have fun, but there's still going to be a story in the background you could follow if you're really interested. So there is the option, like, if you care about all the supernatural bullshit happening, you can follow it.
Does it, like, break the fourth wall?
At least once. Oh, there are secrets. I forgot about this. Sorry, John, if you want to hop in, go on ahead. But...
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
So there are secrets in the game, and most of the secrets are comprised of random... like, there are bathing houses located early in the game, pretty much all around the map. And if you go to specific ones, and, like, go around a corner, or parkour your way unnecessarily up the side of a house or something, you'll hear like special sound effects going on indicating there's a secret, and for the most part that's like a giggling anime girl, and then suddenly you turn a corner and it's an 8-bit sprite of an anime girl in a shower, and there's a secret next to it. It's just like the game's like, oh yeah, that's just part of the world, don't worry about it. It doesn't even comment on it. It's also it's a reference to the original Shadow Warrior. So
which one is this, by the way?
This is Shadow Warrior 1.
2013 Shadow Warrior?
Correct.
Okay,
So,
cool.
Not 2016. All right. Oh, and we got armor and shit. You
Just need to make sure.
That's
That's fair. You know what? Man, it just kind of came to my head for a second.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Doom is what's coming to my head, the most recent one.
Priest.
That one just didn't care, and it was really well received. It's really good. It's all about just. I can't really comment because I don't play games very often, but I do follow video game news a lot and stuff like that.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, I think that's the thing is this feels a lot like Doom 2016, except I will say Doom has a much more refined gameplay style. Like, it's... what was the term the developers always use when I've seen interviews? Push forward combat. They always want players to move forward. They never want them to retreat. This game, though, it feels like it's mired a lot in old gameplay concepts, where it's less about, oh, let's move forward and kick ass, and more, okay, maybe you should run away because that guy is going to kill you if you stay around any longer. Which
it's like Doom and Dark Souls put together.
A little, like...
Doom Souls?
Oh, and there's the melee combat. Like, you saw me swinging the sword around. If you are... I have the... I believe it's not the advanced, but it's the close to advanced melee mode on. So if I move forward, I get a specific type of strike. If I move back, I get a specific type of strike. If I turn slightly, I get different ones. Basically, I can play around with those and slice up enemies very specifically depending on what kind of defenses they have up or what kind of enemy they are. Like, some take more damage from different types of strikes. It's cool. It's not as gimmicky as Skyward Sword or something where it's like, oh, you have to slash vertically to kill this guy. But, like, it's still fun. That's pretty well refined. But the health system is very much... I mean, you can see on the left side of the screen, I've got hit points that don't regenerate. I have to get health packs. And I also have a really cheap healing ability that you can use at any time, but if you take damage, then you don't heal anymore. You just stop healing. I don't know, it just feels like an old school game in a good way, but there are some aspects of it that I really wish were worked on more. Like, again, Doom 2016 got it perfectly. There is no reason to retreat in that. In this, you always want to retreat because, see, I'm out of ammo. I can't get ammo unless I find it in a crate, or I can do the cheapest thing in the world, go to the options menu and buy ammo for my gun. It's a little weird. I don't know. The game doesn't explain it. It just goes, yeah, just don't worry about it. But it's basically the poor man's Doom. I'm okay with that. But there's gotta be... It feels like they really should have put a lot more thought into it. I'm guessing that Shadow Warrior 2 has a lot more of that going on, because I haven't played it yet. But... Oh, what
This is all on PC, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, has Shadow Warrior come out on consoles? It's been out for 4 years, so...
Yeah. I think the original... I'm not sure if the original was on console or not. I know 2 came out on major consoles, yeah.
Oh, this is Devolver Digital. There we go. My brain works.
Yeah, I know.
I'm tired, man.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, look at this immense bullshit. Okay, so I can just get extra barrels from my shotgun. Oh my god. Okay, I think the name of the game here is Contrivance. The game contrives reasons for you to be killing enemies. It contrives reasons that you have infinite space in your inventory for items. It's an old school game in all the best and worst possible ways. Oh, can I sneak around these guys? I've never tried that. Oh, never mind. Oh, hello.
Welcome to a video game review for a game that came out 4 years ago.
And it runs like a dream on my computer, even when streaming, so that's nice.
That's fair.
Why did I pick this game to stream? No reason.
Next time we just do a fucking Golf with Friends stream to ruin everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that game.
Do you have it, Jeff?
No, I've seen like playthroughs of it.
Me, Jordan, and Noah have it, so if you can get it,
Ooh.
Yeah.
be a nice stream for the future.
Yeah, so see this thing? I can just heal whenever. Which kind of breaks the game in a few ways. I can just kite enemies around. In Doom 2016, which... Oh, jeez. No, please die. Oh, no. Okay, in Doom 2016, I wouldn't need to be doing this. I would be tearing through enemies. I would be encouraged to move towards them. And in this case, I'm circle strafing, because that's all I can do.
That's what it is.
I also have no idea where my character's grabbing ammo from when he reloads with one hand. Why are there 3 of these guys? Oh my god.
Infinite ammo.
Not quite infinite, but I mean, like, your ammo capacity is ridiculous. Like, you see with the crossbow, I'm firing off shot after shot. I think at maximum, by default, you can have 180 ammo spare. But at the same time, you can also pick up your ammo from dead enemies with the crossbow. so there's almost no need. Or if I keep missing, I mean that too. Sorry, if you guys have stuff to talk about, please go ahead in regards to this, because I'm just trying
to figure out how to
transition.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's a good question then, because I was doing most of the talking there. What kind of game fits that category for you in terms of games that you've actually played? Like schlocky games that aren't like they might have in-depth gameplay systems, but they're not supposed to be grand stories.
I mean, okay, I don't play any games like that, so any game that I play is casual as hell. I don't usually play story-based games, and any story-based games I play are usually visual novels. So, not exactly what you would define as that at that point.
Well,
but if you want to talk, sorry, Jeff. If you want to talk in-depth game systems, the most I play is City Skylines. That's a city simulator, so it's all the management you would expect.
All right.
It's basically a spreadsheet simulator with really good graphics, and I enjoy the hell out of it. All right, Jeff, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'd say like I already mentioned Journey. That was a pretty good one that I played. Where like it's just walking, but like it's like you're taking the scenery, and if you bump into a person, that's kind of like a bit weird and cool at the same time. And there's kind of like a plot to it, but it's not really like explicitly told. It's just like implied.
Yeah.
But no, I guess that would be a good mention. But I don't know. I would also like go back to Overwatch because I've been playing that a lot, but also because it's just a really cool shooter thing. But there's like a really cool lore to it, in my opinion, with everything being like kind of like high tech, but also with a mix of heroism and superheroism. So I think that's really cool. But it's the core root of it is like the multiplayer online games. You're just on the team and trying to win. But even then, like some of the maps they have a little bit of plot in it, but not that much.
No, I just realized that the types of games that would fall in this category you're setting up are like MOBAs and stuff.
Oh, totally.
Does League of Legends have a plot? I don't know.
Technically,
I think it does.
I know.
I mean, it's one of the games that makes the most money. Period, and people really love it. I don't play it. I'm not interested, but I respect the hell out of it for that. So, it's definitely a game that I think is everyone's guilty pleasure at some point, or anyone.
I could never go into it. It just seems so slow for me.
That's what it is. MOBAs are a completely different beast than what we probably play.
Yeah. And like I don't know if people who like play like those type of games, but like it seem like they're like better to me.
That's fair. By the way, Jeff, just move away from your mic a little bit. You're eating.
Oh, sorry. I'm like laying down.
It's fine. All right.
Yeah.
We should find a way to transition this.
Please do, because I'm just trying to kill these guys.
Jeff, do you wanna bring up the let's bring up the fucking merger, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's perfect for this.
So completely getting away from video games for a few minutes.
Yeah, quick, somebody give me Honey Pop.
Fucking what was I gonna say?
Sony bought Funimation
and Daisuke's closing down.
Yeah. Very fucking that's a big fucking buyout. They got like 95% of the whole of Funimation stock. So basically, well, it's like a bigger reach now, but it's like very intense. And it's like a very big power move of getting anime to Western audience, but not only to like Sony consumers.
So for anyone that doesn't know, and by anyone I mean watching right now, so for anyone that doesn't know what's going on, essentially Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon have been pushing the anime market severely. They're limiting the anime market a bit because they've been trying to get big anime licenses and stuff, basically they're making it harder for smaller companies like Crunchyroll and Daisuke to actually buy anime, because the more companies try to go for a license, the more expensive a license gets. It's like the fact that if you want to play Enter Sandman at a concert, it's probably $1 million or something. I forgot. I read that somewhere. So because of that, Funimation, who's been in anime forever, was struggling a bit. They were just recently bought by Sony. Sony has a 95% stake in their company, and Daisuke announced today that it's closing down in October. As far as I know, Crunchyroll is also working on more with Verve and is trying to push for more stuff outside of anime to grow and compete with Netflix and Hulu. So that's what's going on. Jeff, continue.
Yeah, I was gonna like make a comment about Funimation being in the game for so long, but like they first like started out like distributing anime on VHSs, DVDs, and everything else, even dubbing it. But like now, thanks I guess to like because of the internet, there's really like no point of buying DVDs anymore. Sadly, even though that's like what they most profit off of.
Yeah, that streaming has heavily affected the anime industry in both positive and negative ways. Like, let's talk. Funimation, before it got bought, was dubbing My Hero Academia every 2 weeks. A new the episode would come out in Japan, and the episode would be dubbed and released 2 weeks after. It was that's how quick they were getting. It used to be every week, but they had to slow down a bit because it was taking a while. It cost money. They'll probably speed up again now that they've been bought by Sony. But it's interesting how much that's changed the entire thing. Like, anyone that watches Netflix knows that Netflix invests in their own anime. They invested in not My Hero Academia, A Little Witch Academia. See, there's both Academia in there. That's where my confusion came. Anyway, in Little Witch Academia, they paid for most of that, and they've been releasing it like shit. Noah should talk about that in a minute, but
also Castlevania would be a good example to look at.
Castlevania, I've heard, is really good. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's really good.
I've heard it's a good lead-in to what could be a bigger series.
I mean, they have another 8 episodes coming out, so
they only have like 4 episodes of it. But then they renewed the second season the day it released. Like, what? Why not just give us the whole thing? That's so fucking stupid.
If you want to get into that, I can tell you my issues with Voltron's release schedule coming up, but let's talk about the anime stuff and then we'll transition into that. But Noah, I want to talk about the Netflix thing. You were talking about it before, and I know you have opinions on this.
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna say, and FCC or MPAA, etc., please don't come to my house and kidnap me. I have pirated anime before. I have pirated anime quite a few times.
I ran an anime club on pirated anime. I understand.
Oh, you shouldn't say that. You're still technically connected.
I'm not the leader of the club anymore. Also, I buy my anime.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
And I do for the most part as well. I've got access to Netflix. If I want to watch a show that's on Netflix, I'll watch it on Netflix. If it's on something else, I'll find a way. And I'm dead. I gotta lower the difficulty or something. So here's my thing. My issue with Sony taking over Funimation is that, yet again, we have larger companies that are kind of superseding smaller companies. They're eating them up. Not that Funimation was tiny to begin with, but it just means that we end up with more consolidated services. In some ways, that's good. That means, like, okay, eventually, if Netflix, in the future, if Sony got destroyed financially and, oh, Netflix has to buy them, or vice versa, well, there you go. You have more services rolled into one. Problem is, there's going to be a lack of competition. Therefore, quality control goes down for the most part.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned about a world, hypothetically, I'm not going to say it's what's happening right now, but hypothetically, a world where all anime can only be viewed legally through one service. Would that be a good world to be in? Would that be a good service? How much will it cost per month?
No.
How much anime will be available? How often can you view it? Is there some sort of bizarre lock on releases and release schedules? I'm just concerned that with the lack of competition or a lowered amount of competition, I mean, Daisuke shutting down, Funimation being eaten up by Sony.
And Crunchyroll having issues financially.
Yeah, Crunchyroll they're in the hole for a bit. They need to start getting better revenue streams in now, and I'm afraid that they're not
trying.
I'm afraid they're not going to be able to. Here's the problem. How much is a Crunchyroll subscription right now? Somebody look it up.
$6.95 per month.
$6.95 per month. Okay, $6.95 per month. That's about $7. $7 gets you unlimited
premium.
anime?
All of it.
Just all of it, HD quality. Okay, great. Dub and sub. Perfect. Awesome. How many shows does that have? How many shows does Crunchyroll have, and how many shows from the newest season does Crunchyroll have?
Crunchyroll has the most from what I've seen, but I don't know how many from the new season.
Okay.
They also simulcast, which Hulu also does.
I was getting to that. But yeah, like simulcasting is a thing. Being able to watch the anime at the same time that it comes out in Japan, or close enough, is pretty awesome. But think of this as a value proposition. I could buy a Netflix subscription, or I could buy a Crunchyroll subscription, or I could get both, or I could pirate it. And I understand that that's probably what's happening with their profits, is either they don't have the price set high enough so that they can run at cost, or people are flocking to pirating sites and other services because it's just more convenient for them. I kind of go by Valve Software's general attitude towards piracy, which is piracy is a service problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's fair.
It's partially a pricing problem. You know, some people will get stuff for free because it's free. And again, I just admitted that in the past I have done that. Because I was a cheap kid and I didn't want to pay money for things. But it's almost sort of understandable. It's like, okay, can a kid like me at 14 afford to constantly pay for all the services I want to watch, all of the anime I actually want to watch? Probably not, or at least it's going to eat into my allowance. So what did I end up doing? I'm like, oh hey, torrenting, that's a thing. Oh hey, pirate sites, that's a thing, I can watch it on here. And I think that most people are still going by that mentality simply because financially, at least in the United States, on average, we are a bit worse off than our parents. And I don't think our parents paid to watch anime.
That's fair.
No.
You might understand. I think you understand what I'm actually trying to say with that. I'm not literally saying like, oh, our parents would have done that, but like,
no, I got you.
It's just cheaper, and I can understand why people go that route instead.
Now, here's the thing: what anime piracy for the most part has decreased a lot. What the big issue with Crunchyroll and Funimation and Daisuke's funding is that Hulu and Netflix are making more money. That's the biggest issue. They make too much money off of anime. That's why Death Note is coming out with a live action thing, because it's profitable.
Oh god. That's a whole
the
other
reason
topic.
I was talking about this before we started the chat, the stream. The reason they're making that money is because they're general streaming services. They're not focused on specifically anime. Because of that, people will just go to they'll pay for Netflix for everything else, and then the anime gets funded that way. And there are people who will watch anime. There are people who probably know anime from their past and then watched it again because it was on Netflix. First time they'd seen anime in years. And that makes it money. That's why Inuyasha is still on Netflix. That's why if there's an old show from the 90s that you can think of, it's probably streamable on Netflix or Hulu. And then you have to think about Naruto's on both of those services. Death Note is on both of those services. Fucking My Hero Academia, which is really popular right now, is simulcast on Hulu, and I've been enjoying it. It's been very good. And stuff like that, because it just, there's money in it now. Those sites make the other money and they can support the anime. And it's half-half. I'm half-half on this. Because it's good for the industry. I don't know if it's good or not for the industry, but there is money being put into it. People are watching it legally. But sites like Crunchyroll and Funimation are specifically anime. So all of the money goes to the anime versus Hulu and Netflix, where all the money goes to everything. So there's more money for the anime in Crunchyroll and Funimation, but they're not surviving because they're only anime. And the anime community is not great. You were saying this before. If you have the choice between paying for anime on Crunchyroll or torrenting it, if you don't have the money, you're going to torrent it. And more likely than not, the reason I can watch Hulu and Netflix is because my mom pays for it. I don't have the money to pay for it on my own. I don't have a job. I'm broke. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be watching it legally to begin with, which is unfortunate because I want to watch it legally. Like, the fact that I can watch it on Hulu and Netflix right now is great. I feel less guilty. But I really wish I could just afford Crunchyroll and pay for it that way. And there's people who probably can't. And that's just what it comes down to. Continue, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem. I think like another reason why Sony it'll build on to more of a thing is that Funimation mostly has like most of the popular animes happening right now, such as like Attack on Titan, season 2 kind of ended like a while ago, with My Hero, but DBZ, and like a couple like others from the past that which you mentioned, those like old shows that most people kind of grew up in, and so they're known for like having like these popular titles. They're like really like where the money is at, and so I guess like that's what kind of like fueled Sony buying Funimation, is because they can like get those titles exclusively.
I just realized now Sony has a fucking monopoly on Dragon Ball Z.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, and if you guys remember, like Funimation got exclusive titles to the Space Dandy, which is another popular
Wait,
anime
seriously?
that happened.
Yeah. Yes. Funimation had that,
Shit.
Yeah.
and now Sony has it.
Yeah. So, I guess like it most to say like Funimation has like better content than its other streaming services. So, I guess they're like more like focused on like, all right, who's most likely to get bring us more money. So, and I guess Funimation won that contest compared to the others.
I just realized something. It just hit me in the head.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball games make money.
Yeah, they do.
The new Dragon Ball game that's coming out looks really good. I don't think it's an exclusive for PS4, but I wouldn't be surprised if it became one.
I probably will.
I mean, they don't own Toei, so Toei is really who decides that.
Yeah,
But
wait, can it retroactively become an exclusive like that?
I don't think so. I doubt it could. I also don't know if it's an exclusive or not to begin with. So, but there is a little bit more reason for them to own Funimation than I. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, financially, it makes a ton of sense. I don't blame them for doing that, but it also means that you're going to end up. We're moving closer yet again to there being essentially one or two services that are worth it, and I guess we're kind of there already, but it's getting even further consolidated. Oh, story shit's happening.
To be fair, there's 5 services, but 3 of them are making money.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
it is.
You can't have competition if everyone else is bankrupt.
Yeah.
That's what happened with WWE.
No, yeah.
Gotta love the wrestling. But man, it's just tough to think about.
What was the Sony? I'm trying to think of other like popular Funimation titles.
They just dub everything.
Kinda do.
There's not a lot of people dubbing in America, honestly. There used to be, but
Yeah.
it kind of died out.
Oh wait, does Funimation own like Cowboy Bebop and all those other like?
They probably own dubbing rights for them. I don't know if they own distribution rights.
Oh god, I can imagine. I mean, if they have any kind of deal with Studio Sunrise. Oh god, Funimation's gonna have everything.
Funimation already has everything.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do.
Yeah.
Damn.
But to be fair, Funimation and Crunchyroll had a thing going on where they had each other's libraries that you could stream if you had at least one account.
I guess
I don't know if that's still a thing anymore now.
maybe
It might still be, but
thinking about buying Crunchyroll.
I wouldn't be surprised if Crunchyroll got bought sooner or later. I don't know how much they can sustain on their own.
Maybe a smart move.
That's
I mean,
Funimation.
they're going for YouTubers and getting fun. The Crunchyroll is definitely way more popular now than it was when it started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know a lot of people that like provide advertisements on podcasts and stuff don't always survive. Like NatureBox's entire thing is completely flipped since they had started advertising through YouTube. I don't even know if they advertise on YouTube anymore.
I don't think so, no.
So does that mean
Remember, those free deals you can get from companies don't last very long for the companies because it's not good business usually.
No.
It could be, but if you're like me, you just make 5 accounts and spam the company for free shit.
Yeah.
I'll have to go around, okay.
Does that mean the anime will only be exclusive to like PlayStation? PlayStation consoles.
I just got a Truth Is. I should check that out in a minute.
A what?
I mean, like, this also has to do with, like, what Noah's saying, where, like, everything will probably die down to, like, 2 services. I mean, but, like, most people, like, use, like, consoles as like, a platform to those services, you know? I mean, like, it'll be, like, everything. Even, like, in the article that John gave me, it says that it will most likely be using, like, the PlayStation and video game platform as the means to, like, bring Funimation directly to people. So
That's fair.
Because,
That's what
like,
it is.
since TV is dead now, you know, you can't watch.
I mean, you say TV's dead, but I'd actually say that's a whole other topic. I think TV is alive and well. It's just that very specific channels are doing horribly.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why. Hey, remember
Yeah.
Heroes?
No.
Exactly. But no, seriously, there's a lot of good material out there. Getting away from anime for a sec, let me save this and quit for now.
Well, I think this also has to do with, like, streaming in general, you know?
Yeah.
We say as we're streaming.
Well, we are, yeah.
God, we're
Alright,
hypocrites.
What else can I load up for now just to have shit going?
Dear
XCOM?
Theodosia. Do you want to put up XCOM? Just let me know, because then I have to switch what game we have playing.
Yeah. Oh, XCOM 2 is gonna performance is gonna take a hit, but let's do it. Sure.
Choose a game that, if you want.
Yeah. Also because you're in the game.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I put you in the game. Sorry.
That's all good. XCOM 2 is what you're playing?
Indeed, I am.
Okay, cool. Let me just draw it and throw that.
Yep.
I too like Mario Rabbids XCOM edition.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Oh god, that's loud. Fixing that.
God, I hate the Rabbids franchise. How much?
Just give me 1 second. We have DVR set. I mean, we should, but...
A DVR set on YouTube? I mean, I'm recording it locally, so...
No, I know, but it's going to go up on YouTube, because I'm not recording any of my audio, so...
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at this. The frame rate just took a huge dip. Okay,
You could...
Let me turn...
If you want to jump into something else, it's up to you.
Yeah, let me turn off some of the settings, because right now I have like ambient occlusion on, I've got all sorts of extra shadow effects. No, I don't need this.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, let me shadow quality down to medium, should be fine. Sorry, yeah, Jeff, go ahead, you were saying something.
Just completely forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh, well, I guess, like, this whole thing with Funimation being bought by Sony kind of, like, dims down to, like, streaming services generally. How, like, we all, like, use, like, streaming services like Netflix and Hulu instead of watching TV now. But, you know, that's kind of like how things have turned into, so...
Okay, I want to slightly dispute you for a second on
Go
that.
ahead.
Do you know, I do use Hulu for most things. I also use Netflix for all. I'm going to watch Voltron tonight, so... But, or tomorrow, I haven't decided yet. But what I've been noticing more now is channels live stream their content as it happens, as long as you have an account, TV provider.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know if that counts towards ratings or not. I would imagine it is. Technically, you're watching with your provider. So I've been watching a lot of things live. I've been watching live television on my computer. And it's been very helpful because I only have one cable box in my house and it's usually being abused by my mom. So, because it's cheaper to just have one cable box and have an account, then I can log into any website that provides the television. Like, I watch Steven Universe live. I've been watching Star Live whenever it comes, which is very rare these days. I tried watching Rick and Morty live, but Adult Swim crashed. I watched all of Samurai Jack live with that stream. Like, it's super helpful. So I don't know if TV's dying, because it's not. The shows and quality are still there. It's just evolving into something else, right?
Yeah.
As all media is. I'm a media journalist. That's the type of stuff that we are accepting and learning. The first journalism class I ever took, we were taught how to edit and produce video for the internet, which half of the journalism department still has to grow up on. They still haven't realized it. It's great, but that's where everything is going. It's it's just adapting. There's a lot of that going on still.
Yeah,
It's very interesting, honestly.
This frame rate should be watchable, by the way.
It's looking pretty good. It's a little
Because before
thing,
it
but
was
it's
at
not big.
before it was at like 20 frames per second. It was pretty bad. Here we go.
Also, to like build on to like what you've been saying, John. Like we also see some like of those TV channels also having their own like content. Like HBO has a lot of like their own shows, I'd say, and so does Stars, and so does like every other channel. So I think they're like, in order to like gain more views, like having like their own content, which can only be found on theirs. So it's just also like a bit of marketing play. But you know, other like all the streaming services have been doing that too, having their own content on their own website, just to make like
Death Note.
Oh, gonna say, yeah, by the way, sorry, this was something I was gonna bring up earlier. Netflix has been bad about that recently. I don't know, some of the exclusive shows, like the Marvel Netflix shows have been pretty good, except for Iron Fist. Those have been fantastic. Jeez, I'm trying to think, off the top of my head, what was it?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah, sorry, yeah, Stranger Things is amazing. Sense8 was surprisingly good. There's a lot out there, and I haven't seen season 2 of Sense8 or whatever. There's a lot out there that's really good. But then you have some of Netflix's anime offerings, which are exclusive to the service, like Knights of Sidonia I watched, and that was garbage. That was hot garbage.
Yeah.
Iron Fist, I mean, that was bad, but I don't know whose fault it was. I don't know who to point a finger at, or if I should. But it wasn't great. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Netflix, it feels like they specifically are trying to go for exclusivity in terms of content. They're like, okay, cool, you can only see this on Netflix, or you pirate it. So I get the drive there. I get the idea of like, okay, come to us if you want to see our thing. We're like HBO. You come to HBO if you want to watch people fucking on live television. It's a thing.
You just like reminded me of one like HBO. I mean, not HBO, Netflix anime. What's it called? Have you guys heard of a GiD? It's like one of those. It's like like I bet you. It's like not that very good. But like I remember reading an article about it where like the creator itself was like, yeah, the anime is pretty awful, but you still have the manga to look forward to. And that was kind of like the most funniest like fucking realization that I've heard. And also it's like, well, I would say that Netflix has been doing that CGI animation, which to my opinion is not really that good, but
all they have to do is increase the frame rate. I know they're trying to go for a traditional like 12 frames per second animate on doubles anime look, but they shouldn't be doing that with 3D. Just put the thing at 30 frames per second, put it at 60 frames per second, make it look good, or at least add tons of motion blur. Knights of Sidonia had that problem where there was no motion blur. Everything was very static frame looking. It looked like it was made in Blender. I don't know, or like Blender with all default settings. Oh, by the way, John, so I'm gonna enable Iron Man mode, so if I screw up, that's kind of final.
Rip.
Excitement continues to build.
Rest in peace, everyone.
Across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of
In any case.
Unification Day.
So yeah, if you guys haven't played XCOM 2, surprise, we lost the last game.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new
That's
gene
a lot,
therapy
anyway.
clinics will
Yeah,
be
like,
opening in select cities by the
online
end of the new
TV
year.
services.
Despite the attempted attack by
Overall, I
French
think that
elements,
there's a lot that's not being
operations at the
explored
new
there.
facility in
So I know
Paris
television
thankfully
style
remained
budgets are starting to be
unaffected.
explored.
response to
Bigger
the
shows,
unprovoked
longer running shows,
intrusion on the eve of
animation
our
that's
most beloved
exclusive to certain
celebration,
platforms.
The speaker reaches out to us.
I just don't know if the exclusivity is so much a good thing.
A small number of dissidents
Like, I'd prefer to have a
again
smaller
repeat the
number
mistakes
of good
the
shows
old
rather
world.
than, oh, let's just release a bunch of stuff and hope something sells. That's just
Hey, here's a thought. Does Sony own Toonami now? Toonami? Or like have a say in what's aired there now?
Damn, you're... Well, wait, hold on.
Maybe?
Oh.
Because like all of Funimation's dubs only go to Toonami, and I'm trying to think if they've like outbranched outside of them. So
I think the game's putting me into an example scenario because I clicked by
Jeff.
accident. Yeah?
Jeff, just a quick thing that completely throws us off. You know that stream you were talking about earlier?
which one?
The one with Rebecca and all of them?
Yeah.
That's on tonight at
Oh shit!
Pacific Standard Time. So what is that? 9, 10, 11. That's in an hour from now.
Okay, so we'll have to wrap this up.
It's on Twitch. I'll send you a link.
We'll have to wrap this up soon.
Oh yeah, well, there's only one more planned topic to talk about anyway, so
Yeah.
which I'll get to in a second. I'm just getting the stream opened up for later.
That's weird that Sony kind of has a say in what's on Toonami now. Maybe they'll give Toonami a better time. I would love for that.
Oh god, I forgot chats were a thing.
Oh yeah, by the way, is somebody in chat?
No, not ours. Oh, I'm on the other thing.
Also, John,
Yep.
you are my dedicated gunner in this game.
That's unfortunate because normally that would not be me.
Yeah, every time I roll you up, you end up getting a heavy machine gun. Or light machine gun. Whatever.
That's scary.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I... Oh, and Jeff, you end up being a sniper pretty much every time. So, there's that.
Awesome.
What was it?
Actually,
So-
oh wow, we got the whole original crew here. We got Alex, we got Jordan. Did you got
no
Jordan
one will
Handler?
know who any of that is.
You know what's funny is that I have
Yeah,
Jordan in all red with the hat and everything. Yeah, nobody who knows any of our friends will
See,
get this.
Noah, they're in the game, but they're not here.
I know.
Hey viewers, if you can guess who they are, you get a free Xbox One.
No, you
X.
don't. Don't listen to this motherfucker.
Don't listen to him, or if you do, he's paying for it.
You'll get a free shout out in our non-existent Twitter. Oh no, wait, we have a Twitter. Fuck,
Yeah, we
forgot about
we
that.
haven't used it.
And I just opened up the Facebook page, but I forgot to create a description on it, so I'm going to close the Facebook page back up, and I'll publish it tomorrow.
Yeah, don't publish
God.
that thing yet. Sorry.
Whoops.
So, do we have
There's
another
things I
topic?
forget
Oh,
to
and
do.
I have
Yes,
Michael.
we do.
I have Michael in here. I forgot about this.
We have a depressing topic.
Oh.
All right.
Do we really want to talk depressing topics?
I do, yes. So, I'm going to use childhood as our segue. We were talking about anime and stuff, which was big on my childhood and stuff. I want to talk idols. People that we idolized growing up. So, for people that know me personally, know my Facebook, know my Instagram, one of my favorite idols killed himself 2 weeks ago today.
Regret.
Chester Bennington, Linkin Park, hung himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very big on music. That's one of for a very long time. I did music. I used to make music. Linkin Park was the band that got me into that. They're literally the band responsible for my creative drive. Everything I do stemmed because I listened to them and because of that. Like I mentioned this in an Instagram post actually. Chester, the guy who hung himself, the first time I ever sculpted, I sculpted Chester's bust, like his head and everything. It's the first time I realized that I might be good at some of that stuff. It was them that inspired me to do that. I idolized that band. I idolized him. I modeled a lot of my life on his generosity, on his kindness. And it's depressing to think about. My grandfather died almost 3 months ago. He died 2 months ago. And they had just released a new album a couple days before. So that album, which was incredibly personal and stuff, was really helping me move on. So this was kind of like kind of kicking me while I was down kind of thing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm a little bit stronger headed than I thought I was. I think at least 15 people have killed themselves since Chester, because he was that type of person to people.
Damn.
So yeah, idols, very, very strong thing. They really influence lives. They change lives.
Like,
I want to talk about that. Like, well, I mean, you go, Jeff.
Have you been following Linkin Park since its inception?
No, it wasn't that early on. 2008 is when I got into them. They've been around since 96. Or their first album came out 2000, but they've been a band since 96. Chester joined that band in 99 as the singer. So they were very influential in my life. 1,000 Suns, which is the album they released in 2010, is the album that defines my musical taste. Everything I've listened to since always goes back in comparison to 1,000 Suns. The fact that I'm even into EDM now, I'm into lighter rock, all that came from that. But you know, just idols in general really do affect your life. They for me, what they did was they pushed me to want to be more creative. They pushed me to be better, to better myself as a person and everything. They were incredibly kind. They loved fans. Hell, I was just watching a video recently where there's a fan came up to them. He had no ticket. They let him into the concert just because. Like, they didn't want him to go home empty-handed. They were that type of band. They were those kind of people. And it's just it's hard to think about how much of an impact someone can have on your life, even if you've never met them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I imagine this is how people felt when God, what's his name? Comedian that everyone loved killed himself. Holy fuck.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, thank you. There was an R in there and I couldn't get it. My brain is not working right now, but
it's okay.
I didn't start really getting into Robin Williams until after he killed himself. But I know that a lot of people were very heavily affected by that. I imagine this is similar to Kurt Cobain. It's just, did you guys have idols growing up? Like, were there people that you idolized that you really enjoyed listening to or following? Like, I think that's something that's very common among people. But what do you guys think?
Like, as a kid, I don't think I have an idol. I think my idols kind of grew as I grew older, as my perspectives kind of like defined themselves. But you know, I've always looked up to Hunter S. Thompson for what he did for his writing and his journalism work, even though he was super crazy. But you know, he was still true to himself. And but me personally, I haven't had a childhood idol. I never really looked up to people in that sort of sense before. Not as what you had, but I was aware of Linkin Park as a kid and everything. You know, their music was very popular, where you heard them everywhere. So yeah, his passing was a great one to everyone, I'd say.
No.
In my case, I can't think of a specific idol who, at least more to the topic at hand today, I don't know if there's an idol that I can think of, aside from Robin Williams, who has committed suicide, but I do know that I've had idols in the past, at least in terms of online content creators, people who I looked at and thought wow, I would love to be able to be this good at that, at what they do. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've been disappointed by a lot of them in retrospect.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Well, growing up, I looked at online content creators. God, who was it? Noah Antweiler, Spoonie One. He was famous on the internet. He was oh, game reviews and movies, and he did everything. And then I looked into his personal life a bit and realized he is not the kind of person who I'd want to work with. Outside of his disposition for his online streams, which even then that eventually broke down. He started inserting his personal stuff into his professional life. He just didn't seem like a great guy to emulate. And that, in a way, that hasn't happened so much for larger celebrities. I never really got into any sort of musical groups or any kind of fandom in that way. But it feels like maybe just because of how things have gone in my life so far, I took on some idols as a situational thing. It's I would want to emulate this person. Not necessarily I want to meet them, especially after being burned. Not oh, I want to meet this person, or oh, I want to be this person. It's, oh, can I meet what they do? And
I think that's,
in a way, Chester, I never really got into I never really got into that. Never got into Linkin Park, never got into anything within that scene. But when I heard the news, I felt kind of horrified, because in a way I was thinking to myself, wait, should I have gotten into them? Should I? I felt a huge impact because it was an artist who's known for being kind-hearted and being the sort of person who would give a guy a shirt off his back because the guy needs it. But I don't know. It feels like not again, basically.
Yeah.
Like David Bowie, when he died, that was my thought. Was, oh my God, not him, not another one.
David Bowie was hard.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of just musicians, period. Robin Williams, we've brought up a couple times now. When he died, I thought, oh no, not him. There's a fair amount of that going on. I think part of it is due to the ages of the people who we're talking about, but that not for this specific case, of course.
No, this one, 41.
Yeah, it's hard to see the passage of time go by and to realize that some people are dealing with things that as fans or onlookers we could not have known about, or if we did know about it, we didn't know how much of an extent, the extent to which it affected them. It makes me feel kind of helpless.
Yeah, this is where it gets very interesting with Chester. I know I shouldn't hold on to this, but so I'm doing my senior project on mirror suicides, right? For anyone that doesn't know, senior project is how you graduate certain colleges. This is how I'm going to graduate, purchase the college I go to. But my senior project's on copycat suicides. That's where someone commits a suicide in the exact same manner as someone else within a specific amount of time. Typically happens among teenagers a lot, but it can also happen to older people. Chester Bennington's suicide is a mirror suicide. He killed himself the same way Chris Cornell did.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell was his best friend. Killed himself a month and a half after Chris Cornell did, on Chris Cornell's birthday.
Yeah, that was very...
I think this is where it's really bittersweet. And I know this is going to sound selfish. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. Chester has helped me through my life severely. He just gave me something else to help me with on the road. He gave me a reason. He gave me something to graduate with. I now have a senior project. It's bittersweet. His stuff is really helpful in some ways, and I wish I could thank him for everything he's done for my life. And I'm sorry I'm really depressing today. It's been on my head, and this is my first talk about it with other people. So I do apologize.
It's good. It meant a lot to you.
Dude, I understand.
I just thought it would be an interesting topic because it's not something that I think people talk about a lot, because I don't know if it's really cool to have idols or anything unless you fall into the same business as them, and then you can talk about them that way, and then people get really supportive of that. But if you're not into the business or anything, it's not really something that you go around talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question is less a matter of, oh, is it cool or not to have idols, and more, to what extent should we emulate
idolize
them? I don't know. I don't want to be a dick, because that makes me sound like I'm saying, oh, don't be the guy who commits suicide because this guy does. In a way, I mean that as in, please don't. But
no, yeah, trust me, I understand. I'm of a sound enough mind right now. I want to move on. That's my mindset these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, screw XCOM. I can't focus on this. I'm talking about this topic. Oh my god.
Do you want me to switch the game?
Switch it again, please. I don't know what to. Golf with your friends. Sure, why not?
Hold on.
That seems a bit.
We just had a record amount of viewers for a second.
Oh, how many viewers?
Did we?
3.
3. Oh wow. So you and 2 other people. That's actually pretty great.
Jeff, were you watching?
No.
Damn it.
Oh wow.
If Jeff is watching, then
who are the other 2 viewers?
I wonder.
I mean, one of them just dropped off. But...
Okay, so they probably dropped off because we're talking about depressing things, and I stopped playing games. There we go. Maybe not golf with your friends.
Is it golf with your friends or golf with friends?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna not do that. It's kind of difficult for me to think of what to talk about and play at the same time. Jeez.
That's fair. Then for now, there's just no game.
All right.
I think that's okay.
Let's just talk for a sec. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the heavy topic.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
This is why I wanted it to be last, because I knew this was going to be where it went.
it's not a happy topic for sure, but
No, but it's an honest topic. It's a serious topic. It's something that I think defines us as people to be candid about these things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I think one of the things that came out of this for me is I want to be more honest. I want to be more candid about things. And there's something about the offsetting nature of it that just kind of makes it very interesting to me. Although that's a little weird to say. It rolls off your tongue weirdly, you know? Ugh.
Yeah, I understand. It's an interesting viewpoint.
hold on, I'm also
Yeah, I see you editing the thing over there.
I mean, like, I don't think there's a way we can explain Chester's passing. At some point, is like it just kind of happened, which is very sad. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's especially sad because it's somebody who people looked up to.
Yeah.
And I think the saddest part is that there are people who have afterwards emulated his suicide. That's the most depressing part to me. And for the most part, a lot of it have been teenagers, because teenage years are the years where you're the most emotionally disrupted and unstable, typically. But I've heard reports about there was this nurse who is a mother of 2 children who killed herself because of it. I think she was in her mid-30s. Stuff like that. That's heavy, you know? But it's, I don't know.
That's what it is.
People react differently. People find different coping mechanisms.
Do you know where he passed?
He died in his home. He hung himself in his house.
No, I mean like New York or
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Or just right outside of Los Angeles, like a rich suburb outside of Los Angeles.
I wonder if there's a shrine for him or something.
Not somebody should.
There is outside of his house.
Ooh, I don't know.
And Warner Brothers has a shrine up in front of their major studio in Los Angeles. There's also been thousands of tributes across the world.
I mean, this is kind of
Linkin Park was the most popular Western band in China. So that kind of stuff. Most popular. It's crazy.
I mean, in a way, like, Chester won't probably be gone, though, mentally.
Oh, no. No, I've literally been listening to nothing.
I mean, it's good that his memory still lives on.
Yeah.
What hurts me about this is, thinking about how I've been dealing with a bit of a similar, I don't want to say similar issue, that makes it sound the wrong way. A friend of mine from back at my community college, where I first went to college before transferring to Purchase, he killed himself a few days ago. This guy, Alex, I knew him well.
Jesus Christ.
I knew him well enough at TC3 back when I was there, but it was hard to hear that had happened. And first, I felt bad that I missed it, because I heard about this secondhand 10 hours after somebody posted about it, probably several hours after it happened. And all I could think was, again, oh God, not you too. And for that matter, he was the guy who, when I was going there, I looked up to him. Personality-wise, he was who I wanted to be. Skill level-wise, he knew what he was doing with the equipment that I was just beginning to learn. And he seemed like the kind of person who would make it in the media production industry. And yet, I don't know a lot about what happened after community college when I graduated. I mean, I got wrapped up in stuff at Purchase. But I looked through his Facebook feed a bit, and it looked as though things were not incredibly... They weren't going very well for him. And I can understand him being upset about that, or distressed, and after the string of celebrity suicides that have kind of happened recently, Chester being the most prolific, most noticed one. I don't know if that was part of what made it happen, but it hurts.
Yeah.
Knowing that somebody who I trusted, like that, there's not a lot that can be said that makes this palatable, you know?
Yeah.
It just hurts.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry for bringing the topic up.
It's okay. I mean, not okay. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
something that happens and that is currently happening, and I just
And that meant a lot to you.
yeah. And it is okay. That especially hurts. Actually, this particular one was that I wanted to reconnect with him. I thought,
Yeah.
I thought about a month ago when I got a job. I have a part-time job at the moment. When I first got the job, after a couple months of being unemployed, I thought like, oh great, I have the time to connect with people. I don't feel like I'm doing nothing. Hey, how about people in the area? So I started sending messages to people on Facebook. And sadly, he was one of the people who I did not send a message to. But I thought about him about a week and a half ago and thought like, oh, Alex, I know that guy. What's he up to? I looked him up online, went, oh, I guess he's working at a grocery store or something. Okay. And I never sent him that message.
Yeah.
So I can't help but think, did I make a mistake? Or would it have mattered at all if I sent anything?
That's the hardest thought, honestly.
Yeah. And I know logically it wouldn't have realistically mattered. If he was going to go through with that, I could have tried stopping him, but I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know what his mental state was like, so it's not like I could have commented on it and stopped him. But, you know, it still sticks with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me worried, like, if somebody else is in that head who I know, now I would want to stop them immediately. I would want to talk to them and just say, I don't want to sound corny, but you know, there's a lot to live for here.
There's nothing corny about it, honestly.
I've gone through moments like that in my life before. Just putting it out there. I've been in a bad head in the past.
Man, do I have some revelation on my side, but
and I think because I understand that mindset, I think that's why I'm overthinking this. It's because I'm thinking like, okay, wait, so if I can logic my way out of this, if I can think for myself like, okay, that makes no sense, let me not do that. Can I do that for other people? But I also know that I'm weird. The way I think is weird. I'm not sure if my reasoning this out would actually affect anybody else if I tried helping them.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot to unwrap there, and I know that I can't even do my thought process justice on this right now.
Yeah. But
sorry, yeah, I didn't mean to.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. We should change the subject.
Oh please. Please.
Because that got really severely depressing, and I just realized how hard that is to have on YouTube.
We're on a stream.
It's no problem.
We are live right now. I mean, the two people who are watching left, so
yeah, that's probably for a good reason.
As it got more depressing, they left.
So let's go ahead and not talk about depressing things. I'm gonna just go ahead and no, that's the wrong one.
Kill me. Okay.
Yeah, please don't.
No, I'm fine. I think. I can't close iTunes because I'm listening to a podcast once this is over, but I also want to open Steam.
Yeah, I don't really have any other games installed right now of interest. It's mostly, let's see, Warframe, which no one wants to watch. I've got Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, I still have that installed. I thought I deleted that.
Delete it.
What?
Apparently, the largest watch time we got was 4 minutes.
Oh wow! So somebody stuck around for 4 minutes of us.
I mean, that's the current update. And it might update afterwards, but.
Oh hey, look at that! I could download anime garbage, the game.
Oh God.
Let me see this.
Have you guys play that what's it called? The Dream Daddy
Oh,
I've been watching a lot of streams on it. I actually really like it.
Yeah, let's talk about Dream Daddy for a sec. Sure.
I see the
looks
couple
really
of flavors
good.
of it. Yeah,
it's funny as hell, and it's like
drawing looks really cool,
and it's like super positive.
Yeah, I saw like a couple of first minutes.
It's good for representation too. I enjoy that shit, man.
All right,
I'm watching Ray Narvaez play it, which is great because he voices Hugo in the game, so it's even better. He's trying to date himself, and I love it. I'm a little. I'm not watching it live, but it's great.
Okay, what is this? Operation Abyss: New Tokyo Legacy. Sorry, no, I'm looking at anime garbage. Because I'm saying, you mentioned earlier on stream something. Well, once we brought up anime, and I joked around like, "Oh, I should buy some crappy anime game like Nekopara." I just thought, "Oh god, that would be a terrible but great stream."
You should buy that.
I think
that
our next stream is going to be a drawing stream. I think.
Yeah, let's not make it depressing again, please.
I won't. I promise I won't.
Oh, it's a dungeon crawler. It's like Eye of the Beholder.
Do you know how I imagine this stream going, guys?
Look at this.
I imagine my topic being like, that's nice.
Look, this is the first screenshot of the game. I'm sorry. Just.
Oh. Wow.
It's a monster with tits, of course. Live, everybody.
Wish I could quote you on that.
It's a monster with tits.
Isn't that considered normal in anime?
Nekopara.
Yeah. Okay, look at this. This is on the front page of Steam right now.
Oh, people enjoy those games.
Let me see that. New and trending. It's currently trending. It's $2.39.
It's not bad.
Why is this?
Why not?
Look.
Fancy.
Oh no, it's his sister. Oh god. Why?
Oh.
Fan service.
Why? This is her only character portrait? Sorry, no, I just stumbled upon this. What?
Them titty. I'm joking. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, you are.
So.
Look at. Why is this a thing? Is this literally just an RPG Maker game?
Probably.
I would not have this on stream any longer, Noah.
Okay. Look, there's all of reviews. Why are there positive reviews? Sorry, got distracted by anime tits. What?
Turns out to be an actual good game. 5 out of 5 stars.
No, probably not.
Game of the year.
I'm surprised it doesn't have like troll tags. Like literally the tag anime titties.
God.
Them the best.
Alright.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Oh yeah, Dream Daddy's up on this, yeah.
Dream Daddy is a good game. In all honesty.
You know that should be a stream at some point. Everyone's doing it.
Everyone.
Pretty much.
You have to break.
Oh, this is only for merchandise and okay.
Oh god, there's a song and everything.
Right now.
I had no idea. Why?
Why not? So they have a streamer safe mode in Dream Daddy, which because if there's one route you have to go to that has licensed music, so instead of the licensed music, they just have fucking Danny singing over it, just saying like, "We're really sorry you have to block this, but this song's really good." Something like that.
I mean, if everyone's gonna sing it, it'll be him.
I'm so glad Game Grumps were involved in the creation of the game.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's just like, out of all the visual novels they played, it's one of the better made ones. And it just straight up works, and I like it a lot.
And there's a lot of customization, it seems, which is...
There is a lot.
Oh, there's
you can have Goku hair.
Rated M for
You
mature.
want green Goku hair?
Great. Oh, and there's a demo for the Surge? Wow, okay, now I can see if this will run on my computer. Okay. Sorry, no. Do you want to wrap up the stream for now? Because it seems as though we've gone from schlocky video game nonsense to depression and back.
Pretty much. It's also almost been an hour and 20 minutes.
It has. Well, I would say that this stream has been relatively successful, at least in terms of just being a thing.
Yeah. Slightly depressing. I'm glad we got the depressing topic out on a stream and not during a live recorded podcast.
Oh, certainly not. No. I'm kind of happy we could at least talk about it.
Yeah. So this is going to go on YouTube. We'll probably have it off until tomorrow officially. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's going to go up at some point today anyway, but
yeah,
I'll probably turn it off now and then put it back on. What is it called? Hide it now and then actually officially release it tomorrow.
Something like that, yeah.
Hopefully in the next couple days we'll have some content. We did do a Golf with Friends stream a little while back, or a recording. I don't know if all the files are currently in Noah's possession, but that could be good to have up at some point.
Yeah, I know.
And
I have the files somewhere.
And maybe if we don't have another podcast recording, we could have another stream in a couple days. The next one will probably be an art stream. Maybe we can find a way to do art and video games. We'll figure that out eventually.
Yeah.
But
yeah, stay tuned next time, guys, when we stream in Times Square.
What?
And I promise next time we won't be depressing as hell.
We'll be asking random people how they feel.
Jeff, is that an obscure reference to something?
No, it's just something I made up on top of my head.
We're not going to become the next. We're not going to be the next SoFlo. Please no. It's not.
Oh shit! I wasn't even thinking of that. Damn.
Because I mean, that's what popped into my head. It's like, oh yeah, so that guy who's like, oh, let's play a kissing game because of reasons.
Oh.
God.
Also, our Facebook will be available soon, and our Twitter will start being updated soon. So this is just like us opening a channel because everything else fell apart kind of stream. Eventually, the channel will fully launch, I promise. And our content stream should start in September fully.
We swear we
when
are
I
not
actually have
crossing our
access to everything.
Yeah, we're
totally not crossing our fingers.
Yep. We are being genuine. We're actually gonna get this done.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, good night, everyone.
And thank you.